But in boxing, confidence can be a weapon, and delusion can sometimes be the spark that creates the impossible. When Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua step into the ring, one thing is certain: either Jake Paul will shock the world, or Anthony Joshua will remind him what a real heavyweight feels like. Judgment Day is coming. Paul claims this isn't just another fight, it's Judgment Day. The moment he proves he belongs at the top of the sport. The moment he shocks the world. He boldly declared, "I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua on December 19th, live on Netflix." Anthony Joshua has the experience, size, history, and 90% KO ratio. Jake Paul says he has something more important: belief. The fight is fully professional, 8 rounds, 3 minutes each, 10-ounce gloves, official records on the line. Some experts, including Tyson Fury, even think Paul can knock Joshua out. Others believe Joshua will brutally stop Paul within 6 rounds. Most, however, see this fight for what it likely is: a massive risk for Paul, and a potential career-ending disaster. And make no mistake, Paul isn't the only one questioning Joshua's recent form. AJ has not fought since September 2024. His last outing ended in a devastating knockout loss to Daniel Dubois, a loss many believe exposed his fading durability. He looked slow, mistimed, and vulnerable. At times, he even looked chinny. Some fans think Joshua is past his peak. Others argue that even a diminished AJ is far too much for Jake Paul. Joshua, meanwhile, has continued his intense and disciplined training, strength and conditioning, top-tier sparring, and mental preparation. He has fought elite champions like Alexander Usyk, one of the most skilled fighters of this generation, and has endured battles that Jake Paul cannot relate to. Still, Jake looks at Joshua's setbacks and sees an opportunity. Why? Because if he beats Joshua, every critic disappears. Every doubt vanishes. On his podcast, Paul doubled down, calling Joshua stiff, unskilled, and fragile. He even questioned Joshua's toughness, saying AJ is vulnerable and declining. For Paul, this isn't trash talk, it's a strategy built on what he sees as real openings. But experts around the boxing world disagree. Some call Jake Paul a fool. Some say he's delusional. Others believe he's walking into a nightmare. They argue that Joshua's power, experience, and boxing IQ will destroy Paul. They believe the fight will end brutally, and quickly. At the recent press conference, Paul defended his mindset, revealing that his entire career has been built on what he calls delusional optimism. He believes this mindset, one that ignores limits, is the reason he's even standing across from Joshua. For Jake, belief is a weapon. Paul insists he's taking this fight because he wants the biggest challenges. He believes he sees weaknesses in Joshua, and that this fight could redefine his entire career. Recently, Paul reacted to Anthony Joshua's latest training footage with pure confidence. He claimed Joshua looks flat, predictable, and overrated, and that he himself is already on AJ's level. His comments instantly set social media on fire, sparking a global debate. Is this confidence delusion, or the dangerous belief of a man who truly thinks he can shock the world? Paul himself embraces the chaos. He says he would love to walk into the lion's den, hear the crowd chanting against him, and knock out Anthony Joshua in front of the world. He believes this is his moment, the moment he proves he belongs among real heavyweights. When Tyson Fury publicly bet £1 million that Paul would knock Joshua out, Jake boldly replied, "I'll 10x it." Jake Paul has now begun his training camp, and his belief is stronger than ever. He calls Joshua's chin weak, his rhythm non-existent, and his skill level overrated. He insists AJ is predictable, a man he can exploit. Jake Paul may talk a big game, but when he steps into the ring with Anthony Joshua, he'll be facing something he's never experienced before, a heavyweight with world-class power, size, and championship pedigree. And yet, despite the odds, Paul believes he has the formula to survive, and even win. He claims he only needs to avoid Joshua's deadly power for 8 rounds. According to Paul, his movement, jab, and constant rhythm will allow him to pick Joshua apart, score points, and turn the fight into a competitive battle. But while Paul talks confidently, not everyone is convinced. Critics have ridiculed Jake's confidence, dismissing Joshua as stiff, with no rhythm, and just power. But those same critics also admit that Joshua is still a dangerous puncher. One clean shot can end a fight instantly. This, they argue, is the first time Jake Paul is walking into real danger.